not used to people coming up to me. The suit usually scares them off. Although I guess that's my fault, isn't it? I guess you could say I've always had it. Once you've been all over, like I have, you might find yourself in something like this too. Yeah, well, I go all over. A little psychological warfare up front tends to make things easier. Retired, actually. From too many lives to count. But I've been all those things, yeah. And a few more. I spend a lot of time in the fringes these days. God help you if you come across something someone wants. You'd think it was things like civilizations and factions that cause people to want to shoot each other. No, even without that, it's still winner take all. You're on to me. Of course. That's what makes the reality so tragic. Wait a second. I think I'm in danger of having a real conversation with someone for a change. Better stop here. I'm sure we'll see each other again.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted to inform.
What's good? Need me for something, boss? Right behind you.
appears as hostile.
I agree with the captain. Now is the time for diplomacy.
Agreed. But we must be ready for it. Now.
You're... human. Oh, we're human. From the planet Earth in the Sol System. It's just that we weren't expecting to find life, let alone human life out here. We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by... well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and... the others. We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't compatible with theirs. All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. It gave me the heebie-jeebies at first. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate our intentions. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations would be necessary. Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. da Costa, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am. For security purposes.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest, but I'll allow it if you insist.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened.
We were never
So,
trained
he
to
gathered the
trust
best
threats
and brightest he could
outside.
find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
We got strict rules around here. They're strict for a reason.
So, here we are. Let's talk. Now that you're here, I can finally give my crew a chance at a new life. I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along, instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly. A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually. Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world, believing that we were Earth's last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. But with this stumbling block in our path, at this final moment, I fear tough choices will need to be made. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you?
Mabuti, I need to talk.
I wish I could say that the satisfaction of helping others in need is sufficient, but I'm not getting that impression from you. I'm sure we can pull together some resources equivalent to whatever currency you use these days. We'll do what we can to make it worthwhile. And until then, you're free to make use of whatever facilities you need on our ship.
Even tried the sandwich approach by starting off with a compliment and ending with
We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete compared to whatever you all have now. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone, so our comms aren't particularly robust. That limits our options. We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds, something we saw in an old movie, but I don't believe they picked up on it. If anything, it may have inadvertently alarmed them. We know there's a settlement on the planet below, meaning people were here before us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us. Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. I'm serious. We have a rightful claim to this land, and I intend to fight for it. But as you're currently our only hope, perhaps you'll honor my request and give it your all, for the sake of some very weary travelers who have come a very long way to be here. Thank you. We didn't believe anyone would be out here, but I'm glad for it. Until next time.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. You don't need to see what it can do.
Hey, if you ever want some piloting tips, I'm your chica. Hey, so it is true. An actual stranger aboard our ship? Wow. Oh, geez. Sorry, of course you don't know my name. We never met. I'm Yue. Wow, I never thought this would happen. Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to. It's incredible. I'm pretty excited to meet new people and ask them all sorts of questions. I wonder about all we've missed this whole time while humanity has advanced around us. Oh, I'm the navigation officer, though I switch between nav and piloting. I'll be honest, the ship pretty much flies itself. Its destination hasn't changed since it launched, and we're here now, so I'm not sure what's next. See, the nav system's not perfect. We encounter stuff that our forebears didn't originally count on. Astral bodies, space debris, stuff like that. So sometimes I need to take manual control and get out of tricky situations. Then there was the time I used those unaccounted for anomalies to our advantage. Slingshotted us around a few stars that weren't supposed to be there, saved some fuel and knocked a few decades off our journey. Pretty incredible stuff. I'll be watching the skies for you.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously. Something I understand much better now than in my youth.
I wonder what it's like out there. Hey!
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before.
And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Just stay out of trouble. Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. Just stay out of trouble. Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what we can do. Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before.
Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
There may be no reason to volunteer anymore.
True. But we must be prepared in case it is an impossibility. Just because we met with a stranger.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. Out there, things are going to be more interesting. what's out there. Things are going to be more interesting from here on out. Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't.
Just stay out of trouble. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
You came from outside the ship.
I bet it was pretty cold out there.
I'm happy for the children, that they will know we are not alone out here.
Miss Yang said we're experiencing history right now, and that there'll be books written about us. I'm gonna be in a book! I bet you've been on lots of cool space adventures. Just like in the old movies.
So many people out there. I thought we were alone.
I'm glad you're not an alien, but that would have been so cool. I wonder how many other planets are out there that we can live on. I bet there's a million.
My mom and dad were scared when you came on board, but I don't know why. You seem okay. Captain Brackenridge says the future is bright. But I think the Constant was pretty bright too, so I don't really know what she means.
I was just thinking of all the knowledge we can share between us and the other Earth survivors. Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constant's chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion.
I heard. We live in exciting times.
If you ask around, people will either tell you my job is absolutely critical to the mission, or I just hang out, read, and watch movies. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of chief historian. Generations ago, it used to be lawkeeper of humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as captain, engineering officer, or cultivation manager, it's still vital to our mission. Of course. Everyone was assigned their roles here. We don't choose our roles, since there are only so many of us, and every job is critical. Someone has to prove themselves either exceptionally bad at their job, or exceptionally good at another, in order to be moved. But that rarely happens. Thanks for saying so. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure, so ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land, and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers. We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appeared to be wrong. You know where to find me if you ever want to know more. Another time, then?
Miss Julia, I have a question.
Sure. What is it?
If there were animals on Earth, why aren't there any animals here?
Oh. Well, there wasn't enough room on board when our ancestors left Earth. We only had room for people.
What about the new planet? Will there be animals there?
Maybe. We don't know yet for sure. But if there are, they probably look a lot different than the animals we
You're less weird than I thought you would be. Oh, cool. I can't wait to find out.
Weird than I thought you
I'm glad you're not an alien, but that would have been so cool.
Unless they're so advanced, they just synthesize everything.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Could you imagine?
I'd rather not.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of
Me too. Let's go
alien
back to it.
or something.
Hey, Miss Julia? Can we watch that movie with all the superheroes in it?
I wonder what else is out there.
We have a lot of movies. There's so much more to learn about now.
Wow.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Wow. Hi.
Keeping track of all our supplies is more difficult than you might think. Hi there. Oh! Nice to meet you. And that's true. As you can imagine, everyone kind of just knows each other around here. Meeting new people isn't really a thing for us. Yeah, I know. It's funny, though. All our lives, nothing could prepare us for this. We were born into a universe where we legitimately thought we were the only people in existence. Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Daisuke, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk. We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled, even the food. In a roundabout way, if you know what I mean. It works out for the most part, because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here. Not really. Things don't work that way here. It's not a shop like you hear about in the books and movies, or, where you're probably from. Almost everything is communal or shared in some way, but sometimes people want a little something extra or special for themselves. So when that happens, they come to me. Mostly, I just keep track of the ship's inventory and help ration the supplies so we don't run out. See you around.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
They've got to. Unless they're so advanced. That they just synthesize everything.
I have to kind of life.
Hey there.
Me too.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Hey there.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to make do with inelegant suits.
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
Sure is nice to know them.
I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship? incredible! I read about this technology in our archives from Earth, but it was only theoretical back then. Amazing! I'll have to learn more. Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Yes, of course. Anything for my new friend. Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here. Yes! So many! Does everyone have their own spaceships like you? Do people only live on naturally habitable planets, or did they learn to terraform? Are we in contact with alien species? I have so many more, but I don't want to take up all your time. Haha! I knew it! Incredible! Amazing! Simply amazing! In our ancestors' time, only the very wealthy could afford to build ships. Even this ship was only possible by our families pulling together nearly all of their financial resources. I'm not surprised. The amount of energy it would take to terraform an entire planet seems improbable. I can assume these types of colonies are strictly for mining and gathering rare resources, since there are nearly limitless habitable planets to choose from out there. Disappointing, but not unexpected. When you showed up, I tried to tell the others about the Fermi Paradox. I suggested that the most likely explanation for you was that humanity had developed faster, more advanced technology and had leapfrogged us. Seems I was right. Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I can have a bit of a big personality, I'm told. So let me know if I ever get on your nerves. See you!
Wow. Hi.
I've spent my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
And to think, all this time, thought we were alone.
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are. Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
I wonder what else is out there.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
There's so much more to learn about now. There's so much more to learn about now.
I wonder what else is out there. And to think all this time we thought we were alone.
I lived my entire life in the constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do. Just stay out of trouble.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down trouble.
Wow. I've heard about you. Odd. Oh. Wow. You're new? Weird. Okay. Wasn't expecting this. I guess I should introduce myself? I'm Janet. What's up? You? Oh, well, nice to meet you, I guess. I could take a break to chat if you want. Oh my god, it's terrible. I don't know how my parents did it, knowing they would never, ever get to leave until they died. Every day, you see exactly the same things. The same people do the same job. It's all the same. All the time. Seriously, the only thing that kept me going was knowing that we were the generation who knew we'd finally get the hell out of here. Although now that we're here, nothing seems to be happening. Sometimes I wonder if my sister was the lucky one. Maybe so. Look, I'm just frustrated with all this. I'm venting. Let me vent, please. Certainly not what I want to do. I mean, I hate this job, and there's really nothing I can do about it. I'm the cultivation manager. Fancy words for farmer and fertilizer collector. I didn't have a choice. Most people don't. You get a job, and that's it. Like, I'm great at what I do, but I would enjoy doing literally anything else. Meanwhile, my sister Julia, she gets to hang out with kids all day and watch movies. The kids I couldn't care less about, but she doesn't even care about Earth culture. Ugh!
See you, I guess.
Hey.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Wow. Hi.
Sure is nice to know there were other people out there.
Hey there.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting.
I wonder what it's like out there. Beyond our limits.
How can I be of service? Captain Jack, it is pleasant to see you. Hello.
Enjoy your stay, knowing you're in our capable hands.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with? Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso Group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems. Honestly, it's not as exciting as you might think most of the time. More often than not, we're just handling drunk and disorderly conduct. Heck, even pirates leave us alone for the most part. I think it's because some of them actually vacation here. As long as they're not bothering anyone, we've been told not to worry about them. Something I can help you with? Ah, yes. Let's get right to it then. As you can imagine, we've got a predicament on our hands. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so? You're right. We're not. Which means we're not bound by anyone's laws but our own. In other words, it's our system and our rules. Neither the UC nor the Freestar Collective will help you if you get into trouble here. I understand you're eager to get into it, but if you're unwilling to take this seriously, I can foresee problems in your future. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions. I see. Not something we anticipated. In order to reach a solution, you'll want to go speak with Oliver Campbell, CEO for the Paradiso Group. I'll let him know you're on your way.
We try to stay out of the guests' way, but we're always here if needed. We've got some of the best private security in the settled system.
I'm fairly new here, so sorry in advance if I screw something up.
I knew you'd get bored without me. See ya.
I'm on vacation because I don't want to be bothered by anyone. Get it?
One of these days, I'd love to experience this resort the way our guests do.
think we'd be a prime target for pirates, but they know to stay away for the most part.
I shouldn't be telling you this, but don't order the 6-prong delight. Just don't. I'm just glad I don't work on the luxury cruisers that bring people here.
Oh, I got sand in my shoes again. Oh, I mean, hi. Sorry. Yet another nice day in Parody, so they're all nice days, I guess.
Hey, hope you're enjoying yourself.
Can't wait for my shift to be over, so I can relax like a guest.
I'm here to satisfy your needs. I hope your stay is a pleasant one. I hope your stay here is going well. It's my pleasure to make sure our guests are happy.
easy.
Looking swell today, Cap. At least give me something interesting to carry.
Take it easy.
Hey, Cap. I knew you just brought me along to carry your junk. Bye, boss.
I wish I had booked a stay for longer.
Everything here is a little more expensive than I expected. Guess that's how they get you.
I don't think any place could be more perfect.
Hey there. Some of our guests think everything is complimentary. I've seen people walk away with towels, silverware, you name it.
This is probably the best vacation I've ever taken.
Hey, thanks for interrupting my... Ugh, hand it over. Good luck out there.
It's lovely here. There are so many activities I'm looking forward to doing, but I'm just having a good time relaxing.
Why did I think 3 days was going to be enough?
I was worried. I'm not much of a beach person, but everyone talks about this place, so I had to see for myself.
This is even better than in the brochure.
What a nice day, huh?
Need a hand? If this is what it takes to earn my pay. Let me guess. So long then.
Another lost belonging notification in the system. When am I going to find the time? Oh dear, a guest. Dreadfully sorry you had to hear my complaint. How unprofessional of me. Hello, welcome to Paradiso. Dirk Huddleston at your service. Do you need assistance checking in for your reservation? Oh, no, nonsense. Just a small scheduling issue. Some of our guests have misplaced their belongings, and I am responsible for finding and returning said belongings. Just one of the many services we are happy to provide here at Paradiso. Nothing to worry you about. May I continue to check you in? Enjoy your stay.
Every day's nice around here. But I think you chorus are one of the nicest.
If only I could figure out the secret to that new drink. I might need to enlist outside help. Hey, sorry. Didn't mean to be rude and ignore you when you came in. I'm just trying to figure out the solution to a problem I'm having. What can I do for you? We have a selection of premium coffees. What would you like? Ah, well, I'm not sure if you know this, but most coffee is synthetically created. Ours is 100% organic, made from coffee beans rescued from Earth hundreds of years ago, and cultivated by Café Luxe authorized growers. Trust me, you can really taste the difference between our real coffee and the other, stuff. Not bad. Well, it'd be a little better if that tranquility went within spitting distance. I'm not saying anyone should spit on tranquility, by the way. Just maybe don't buy their tea. Drink coffee instead. Yeah? Yeah. See you later.
Not to be a downer, but this place is almost too perfect, right?
Hi, you've got good taste. Come in here. What would you like?
No one's going to care if I call out sick from work for another week, right?
Hello! Welcome to Tranquility. If you fancy a cuppa, we have some new and classic blends that are sure to satisfy even the most discerning tea aficionado, whether you want to relax at the end of the day or energize yourself while watching the latest Red Mile feed. What? You've seriously never heard of it? The Red Mile is only the most entertaining blood sport in the galaxy. I'd say it's kind of underground, but I thought by now everyone knows about it. We're lucky enough to be in the same system as Parima 3, so we get the local video feeds here. I'm a huge fan. Donovan Reese himself came here and ordered tea at our little shop. He's easily one of the best runners. I almost died a little when he kissed my hand. Anyway, you should go there and check it out sometime. Aye, that's the spirit. It's not like you'll find a better drink over at Cafe Lux, am I right? So, what can I get for you today? What's your pleasure today? Have a good day now.
I guess I have to admit, this resort isn't as bad as I thought it'd be.
Come here for a little R&R, huh? Me too.
If I could just stay here forever, I would.
Need something? Welcome to Paradiso Gift Shop and Convenience. Feel free to look around, but don't break anything or you've got to buy it. And before you ask, there aren't any discounts, so don't even try to haggle with me. No. Ugh. You people always think that just because we're some fringe planet and not part of the free stars or whatever, that we're happy to haggle for everything. I wouldn't even care, honestly. But I take it out of my pay if any money's missing, so no discount. That is what we do here. Sell things. There you go.
Everything here is a little more expensive than what I expect. Guess that's how they get you.
Oh, hey. Looking for a Have fun out there. Holler at me. Yes. Okay. Thanks for shopping.
Not to be a downer, but this place is almost too perfect, right? No one's going to care if I call out sick from work for another week, right? I guess I have to admit this resort isn't as bad as I thought it'd be.
There are so many activities I'm looking forward to doing, but I'm just having a good time relaxing.
I was worried about my beach party until I spoke with that lady at Enhance here.
I'm here to satisfy your needs. I hope our stay is a pleasant one.
This is even better than the shop.
This is probably the best vacation I've ever taken.
If I could just stay here forever, I would.
Come here for a little R&R, huh? Me too.
I'm not much of a beach person, but everyone talks about this place. So I had to see for myself.
I think 3 days is going to be enough. I'm on vacation because I don't want to be bothered by anyone. Get it?
I wish I had booked a stay for longer.
I'm here for you, any time of day or night. Salut, bonsoir, good evening. Welcome to Chez Simon. I am Simon, and this is my rooftop bar and lounge. Might I interest you in some refreshing spirits? Perhaps something special to enhance your stay with us, huh? Plenty, but I consider myself a professional. It would, however, I don't consider the Paradiso Group board members co-workers, so they're fair game. I have heard from multiple celebrity visitors that our CEO, Oliver Campbell, isn't as domineering and virile as he lets on. At least not behind closed doors, if you catch my drift. Word is, he likes to be told what to do, and his performance evaluations are often subpar. Normally, I wouldn't spread such rumors, but that guy is rotten and thinks way too highly of himself. Yes and no. It's my name on the sign, and I generally get to run it the way I want and take in a significant chunk of the profits, but technically, the Paradiso Group does own it. I even had to sign over my name to get it up on the sign, part of my contract with them. But I tend to look at it as job security. What, are they going to find another world-class bartender named Simon to replace me? I think not. Of course. Please, take a look at what's available.
Why did I think 3 days was going to be enough?
Next something for you, Cap.
I don't think any place could be more perfect.
Your safety is our #1 priority.
What's up? Been waiting for you to ask. Take a look at this.
No major incidents in a while. Let's hope it stays that way.
No one's going to care if I call out sick from work for another week, right?
There are so many activities I'm looking forward to doing, but I'm just having a good time relaxing.
Have a great day.
Not to be a downer, but this place is almost too perfect, right?
Hope you're staying safe out there.
Hello there.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board? What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical sea-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say. People were a little freaked out around here, understandably. It looks so different and it's so massive. We honestly thought we were under attack by an unknown entity. But then, nothing happened. It just stayed there. No one could communicate with it. And we've been very careful not to alert the resort guests. The board believed it would be bad for business. Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that. During the day, I'm all business. But when work's done, I like to enjoy the resort like everyone else.
Please, I'm here to satisfy your needs. I hope your stay is a pleasant one.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Balom's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront in a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us and we can circle back around to this. I'm sorry. Should I know you? Unless you're here to talk business, I'm afraid I can't spare much time. I'm proud to say that revenue is up and costs are down. This is a boardroom, not a singles mixer, or whatever you're looking for. I don't really get paid to chat with guests. I'm proud to say that revenue is up and This is a boardroom, not a singles mixer, or whatever you're looking for.
If it's not important, bring it up with Kiwi.
If you've heard about us elsewhere, chances are, it's what's not to love about this planet.
Come on, mate. Loads more interesting things to do outside. No need to mill about in here. I'll make some time for you, but keep it quick, yeah? No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine. Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And know and mind, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone. We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal. I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm gonna cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! Despicable? Hardly. Just a backup plan in case we can't get them to leave. But you're right. No one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away? I'd say you're full of it and might have been watching too many movies. Now, instead of wasting my time, want to tell me what it really is? Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they may come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. Are we talking or not? Thanks for the offer, but my answer is still no. Too much risk involved, and if it goes wrong, then the problem can quickly get out of hand. If they settle here, it'll be under our conditions, not theirs. Sorry. They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Freestar Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave. No worries, mate, but my time is valuable. Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck. Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
Just doing my part to make sure Paradiso remains a paradise.
Ah, got sand in my shoes again. Oh,
I'm here to help if you need it.
Paradiso Security is only here for your safety.
Hello, and welcome back, Mr. Tofik.
Captain Jack, do you require my assistance? Greetings, Captain.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of... These are exciting times, aren't they? I wonder what it's like out there, beyond our little community.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Careful waving that fancy gun around.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Just because our equipment's old, doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Just stay out of trouble.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of...
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting.
We've got strict rules around here. But they're strict for a reason.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. You don't need to see what it can do.
No matter what the future holds, I think I'll always be more comfortable in space.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change.
And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Good day, Captain.
Hey there. Gee, boss, you shouldn't have. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Because I do not experience. Boredom. I excel in the performance of menial tasks.
You looking for something? You need something? Catch you later, Cap.
I am currently engaged. In the completion of my assigned task, please do not interfere.
Need me for something, boss? What kind of junk you giving me this time? See ya, Cap. Hope we find some aliens. I could use the target practice.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Keep an eye on your valuables. You can't protect.
Ron Hope knows his stuff.
We'd be dust except for the factory.
Just 3 more to go.
Hope Tech needs brave new innovations. We're so much more than space freight. Well, all of them. I've been with Mr. Hope since near the beginning. I think he appreciates my attention to detail and my focus on the fundamentals. Although he has been hinting that the R&D budget may dry up if I don't produce results. Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. So that's what this is. Oliver Camber told me to expect you. His courier just left. Didn't say you'd be so rude about it. But I guess that's the kind of company Oliver keeps. I did some research on ships from that era, so I have a decent enough idea of what we need to do. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape, too. Parts not cheap, though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor, and it's yours. It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are. As much as I'd love to, I just don't know if I can afford to take a loss on this. Again, I'm sorry. Recognition doesn't pay the bills. And really, do I want everyone to know that they could sweet talk me out of my fees? No, thank you. Oh, I had no idea. That's very generous. I may need to rethink this. Maybe we can work something out. Tell you what, sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work. You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
Off-worlders. Nothing ever.
Just keep it holstered, and we'll get along fine.
Yes? Pardon. Hey.
Workers like to play hard here. They deserve it.
Captain Jack, hello. I am satisfied.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting.
If the other colonists knew how many times the Constant almost came apart at the seams. Whew. Thankfully, I never let it. Keeping a 200-year-old ship running is no easy task. What grab drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? You do? Well, this should be a bit easier, though I must remind you, the ship is much older than the ones you're likely used to working on. So, listen to me first. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
What's out there?
Wow! Har hört about
looks like everything is good to go. Both your end and mine. Can you go inform the captain while they're finishing the installation? Thanks. Never thought I'd be so happy to learn about a brand new piece of technology. Careful not to touch anything on your way out.
Hey there.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
We've got strict rules around here. They're strict for a reason.
Just stay out of trouble.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down.
Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done. We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Porima 2 here. Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives. I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again. That planet was not right for us anyway. No doubt the next one will be. We've roamed the stars for almost 200 years. What's a little longer? Understandably, some are disappointed that we gave up our home, but I think I've managed to convince them that this will be best in the long term. I have no doubt that even if it takes more time, we will manage to find something even better. And it's important to remember we're still way ahead of our original schedule. Everything will be fine. That's a good question, but I firmly believe that establishing our own home is what our ancestors would want for us. I think that we will assimilate to some degree, particularly when it comes to trade and exchange of ideas. However, we've fared by ourselves for so long, it would be unreasonable for our people to give up our own sovereignty in favor of a completely different society's rules and expectations. It may seem like it's about me maintaining control, but it's more about avoiding massive culture shock. We'll get there, but we'll need to ease into it so future generations can reap the benefits. Goodness, I'm not sure yet. We'll need to study our new star map. Then, well, I suppose we'll venture forth and try to find the perfect new home for us. It may take some time, but I'm confident we'll find something. And when we do, we'll find a shuttle to take us planetside. Thanks again for your help.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble than ever. You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right off this ship. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
We've got strict rules around here. But they're strict for a reason.
Maybe you could help out, Al. He's been talking
Well,
about
look who it is. The one who helped us out of our situation, leaving us to roam the galaxy forever. Sorry, I don't mean to be ungrateful or rude. I know it's not your fault. You were just trying to help. It's me. I'm just frustrated. Is it that obvious? Breckenridge is intent on finding a home just as perfect as Paradiso, and it's clear that's never going to happen. I'd love to leave. But outside of you and the occasional passing trade ships we make contact with, there aren't any ways off this ship. And besides, Breckenridge forbids it. I've tried. She insists we stay together for the sake of the community. I'm stuck here. It's a long shot. You've dealt with her. You know she can be stubborn. But then again, you did make her see reason before and set us on this path. Maybe you can do it again and fix this mess. Sorry, I know it may not sound like it, but I'd actually be really grateful to you if you succeed.
Now that we know what's out there, things are gonna be... We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
If there is ever anything you need from me, I will do my best to help.
Careful waving that fancy gun around.
My crew may not realize it now, but we will be much happier with a home of our own. I'm well aware of Janet's desire to leave. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. For the sake of our mission and community, we need to stay together. Each member of our community is valuable, especially Janet. If she left, we'd be at least a couple of weeks behind in food production while we trained someone to fill her role. But I suppose if you brought us more food staples to tide us over while that happens, we could do it. Say, a large quantity of potatoes? Sorry, that's not going to be enough. If we're really going to do this, you'll need to bring me more. Let me know when you've got what I'm asking for. Well, if you can bring me those potatoes to make up... Very well. Return when you're ready.
Our people never expected to meet with other colonies, so forgive them if they are distrustful.
My crew may not realize it now, but we will be much happier with a home of our own. Well, if you can bring me... yes. Losing her would mean one less person to help out, and we're strained as it is. We're all in this together, have been since the very start. If she goes, then who else will want to go? We need to preserve our culture for the sake of our mission, and it's hard to do that if everyone leaves. Sorry, is this still something you want?
It'll be a miracle if you can get through to Captain Brackenridge. No offense, but Diana can be extremely stubborn. I mean, even now, she's dead set on finding the perfect world for us to settle, whatever that means. She doesn't even know, and yet I feel like we're going to be floating out here forever because of her weird stubbornness. So yeah, good luck.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again,
We've had to do our fair. All these new products. I don't even know what half of them are.
We always grow extra. Just ask Janet. And we've got plenty.
Just the basics. We can also make a deal for anything you want to offer. We sometimes dock with trade vessels and supply depots along the way. When we do, I manage to pick up goods to sell. We still provide most necessities to our crew, but they may buy extra or afford some luxury items. Sometimes, we even sell to visitors. The idea of a shop is new to the crew, so business is pretty good in that sense. Most of the money goes towards our communal funds, though. And we get some business from various visitors and traders when we meet up with them. Be seeing you.
What's up? Give it here. Let's catch up later over drinks.
There's so much more to learn about now.
We were so close to finding our new home. Don't know yet for sure. Hopefully it won't be too much longer now.
Great. How many more days, months, years of being...
Hey! Wow. Hi.
Wow. Hi. And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
I hear you're the one who helped us out of that mess. It's good to meet you. I suppose I have you to thank for my husband Mabuti's continued survival. No, but he was in danger of being terminated. The ECS Constant had a very strict population control measure that we needed to enact because resources and living spaces were scarce. The eldest of us would volunteer to terminate themselves to make room when needed. Mabuti, being the kind soul he is, volunteered. It may seem harsh, but it was needed for our continued survival. I certainly hope so, too. It shouldn't. In theory, yes. Thanks to you. Since we are free to travel wherever we want and communicate with other ships, we aren't worried about running out of supplies. So, voluntary terminations have been put on hold for the time being. Of course, we may still run into problems with living space aboard the ship if we go too long without finding a new home. Indeed. There aren't many doctors on board. In addition to regular checkups, I perform surgeries, obstetrics, and other medical procedures. I also help train the next generation of doctors. After all, someone must. It's demanding work. Yes, but please, be mindful. I don't have many extra supplies. Let's see what we're dealing with. Nothing seems off to me. Maybe a little dehydration or stress, perhaps. In any case, I wouldn't worry. We tried our best to avoid that through careful family planning. Rarely we ran into situations where things did not go according to plan. And then we needed to adjust and make difficult decisions concerning our community and resources. We never did anything without careful consideration. But at the end of the day, we needed to do what was best for the ship, so as not to put everyone in jeopardy. Take care of yourself out there.
We're so close to finding our new home. Hopefully it won't be too much longer now.
Just stay out of trouble.
Now that we know there are other people out
That planet was not right for us anyway. No doubt the next one will be. Well, if you can bring me those potatoes to make up for our potential food shortage in her absence, I'll be happy to consider it. I'll be the judge of that. You really think so? Well, it doesn't hurt to consider this proposal, I suppose. I don't think so. I suppose not. It would be bad for all of us if she slipped into depression. All captains face tough choices. Perhaps letting Janet go does further prove I'm capable of handling such difficult situations. Well, you've got away with words, I'll give you that. Once again, you've convinced me to do the right thing. And while I'm not happy about letting one of our own go, I think you're right. It's for the best. Let her know she's free to leave on the next ship willing to take her. I just hope this doesn't prompt others to want to leave as well.
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right off this ship. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Good luck, I guess. But I'm not holding my breath. Wait, for real? How? I thought I was going to have to escape on my own somehow, but if she's given me her blessing, that's even better. Sure. I mean, definitely. I don't think I could have managed to convince her on my own. I'm not sure what I can do, but maybe someday I can pay back your kindness. Anyway, thanks for helping me. I know you didn't need to. Julia? Oh, she'll be fine. She loves this stupid ship. I've tried talking her into coming with me, but she won't budge. Like almost everyone else, she believes in the original mission. Whatever. I'm sure I'll hear news of the Constant's whereabouts. Maybe I'll even come back to visit. She's my sister, after all. No idea. One of the techs who helped retrofit the grav drive onto the Constant mentioned a place called New Atlantis. Maybe I'll check it out. It sounded interesting. Anyway, seems like a good place to start, especially if I want to find a job that isn't farming. Thanks again. I'm going to need it. It's a whole new world out there. I hope we meet again someday.
Hey there.
There's so much to learn about now.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of...
How many more days, months, years of being cooped up here before we find him?
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. Not sure how else to live. These are exciting times, aren't they?
I wonder what it's like out there, beyond our little...
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
You know, I was fine.
Something in my pack's got your name on it, Cap. Hey, thanks for interrupting my day. Sure do. You're gonna love this.